Oh, there you are. Thank you for joining me. Today, I'm doing a reading for you called What Your Spirit's Guides Want You to Know. What Spirit would like you to know. They may have got you to watch this video. Straight on with it, no theme tunes. Let's pick a deck of cards. Let's try this one right in front of me. We're going to do a pick a card reading, a timeless reading, which means it doesn't matter when you find it. You're meant to find it when you're meant to find it, and you, hopefully, will be picking the cards. These have all been shuffled, but we give them a little bit more. Away from the microphone. And let's find out what Spirit wants you to know at the moment, today. And there's almost certainly going to be a message in here for you somewhere. That's why I think you're guided to watch this today. So, we kind of losing count here. There are 4 stacks of cards for you to choose from. I'm sure you've seen this before. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon, and you won't miss any videos. There you are, number 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 stacks for you to choose from. And there's some good stuff here. I can feel it for you. So 1, 2, 3 or 4. Which one do you fancy? Use your intuition. Use your psychic ability. Chill down if you want to. Just pause the video if you want to. Phone a friend if you want to. But pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. And we'll move 2, 3 and 4 up there. That can go over there actually. And start with number 1. If you chose number 1, this is for you. If not, I'll put markers below so you can find out where your channel is, where your chosen pack is. Save you watching everybody else's things. There will be messages in here for you, I'm sure, most of you. So this won't resonate with all of you. Some of this won't make any sense. Take what does and ignore the rest, or choose a different pack on a different day, or look at my other readings, and there's dozens of them on my channel. For the beginning, number 1, I think the spirit world want you to know 1 or 2 things here, because there's psychic activity all over this, which means that if you have psychic ability, and you won't all have it, but, well, you'll all have a bit, but if you're quite a psychic person, a sensitive person, you should be going through a bit of a high point in the coming weeks. That means that you'll be tuned in to the surrounding people, the people around you, maybe family, maybe people at work if you're going to work, or college if you're a student. But you'll be tuned into the people surrounding you, particularly the positive ones. So if you're mixing with negative people, you may not gel so well with them psychically, but you certainly will with people that you like, and you certainly will with people that like you. So the spirit world tell me, number 1, that you're possibly going through a psychic period which is about to send your life into a bit of a spin. Not in a bad way, but I think things are going to take off for you. I think you're on the verge of something special. There are 1 or 2 hiccups. You may be in a trio of friends that don't really, well, they say 3's a crowd. And without being hurtful, you may need to reduce your circle to 2 or increase it to 4 or more. It appears to me that if you're in a triangle and there's 3 of you hanging out together, chatting together, 1 of you may feel a bit in the way. It could be you. You may feel that you're the sort of fly on the wall. But sometimes it's true that 3 is a crowd, 2's good, 2's company, or more than 2, 4 or 5 or 6, but 3 sometimes can be awkward, and Spirit tells me that you may be in a triangle now. Now, of course, number 1, this could be a romantic triangle. They're quite common. We've all probably experienced them at times. If you're in a romantic triangle, you could be seeing 2 people at once, being a bit naughty, maybe you're 2-timing somebody. However, of course it may be that somebody is doing that to you. And especially if you're a youngster, there may be a bit of dating going on where you're not the only person in this person's mind, in the connection's mind. If you have a connection at the moment, I'm pretty sure that some of you, number 1, are finding that there is outside interference that could be from another woman or another man. If it's a friendship thing and 3 of you in a friendship, one of you may feel a bit awkward, or it may be a bit awkward when there's three of you together, which is a shame, but that's the way it looks to me. And I think Spirit World wanted you to pick number one today and have this reading, and I think you've done the right thing. I see success for you, which may not happen in the coming weeks, but it may happen because of something that you do in the coming weeks. So there could be a major decision on the cards for you, on the cards. Number one, you may be heading for a time when you have to make a decision soon. It could be about study, it could be about work, it could be about travel, moving house, or romance. It could be about anything, but it will be important to you. It may not seem important to outsiders, but there's a decision to be made soon, and I think if you make the right decision, success will be yours. It's easy to make the wrong one, but the beauty of this reading is that you are, I believe, heading into a psychic phase, a psychic climax almost, where all of your psychic intuition and stuff comes together. That means you'll be inspired by daydreams. What appear to be coincidences won't be, they'll be premonitions. Your dreams at night when you're sleeping, and just thoughts that may come into your head when you're studying or washing the dishes or watching the television. You will be inspired for the foreseeable future, weeks and a few months maybe. And so the decision you have to make, if there is one, you've got a high percentage chance of making the right decision because you're on a psychic high, which is really good. But as far as work or studies going, expect things to take off soon. And I believe, although as this is being recorded, we're in the COVID crisis, but I do believe that travel is coming your way too. You may have to travel, and you may have to travel away from home. That's why I think one or two of you may be students watching this. Not all of you, some of you are older, middle-aged or pensioners. But you may be involved in mature studies if you're a bit older. I don't think you're sleeping too well, number one, and that tells me that you are worrying about something. And it's something that may have been bugging you for a while. Of course, if you're in a triangle, and you know you're in a triangle, then that would make sense. You may be worrying about that. I don't see this as a lovey-dovey reading. I don't see passion and romance all over it, but that may be because you already know. Spirits won't tell you things you already know about. So just because it's not in the reading doesn't mean it's not there. You may be passionately in love with someone. You may be really head over heels, but there's not much of it coming through the reading. It could be that you've just finished a relationship, or that you've just been finished with in a relationship, which is hard. But somebody likes you. I see a female friend if you're a girl. I think if you're a chap, there's a male friend who is a big influence on you in the coming weeks, and they will be really valuable for you. So talk to them. They are pretty smart upstairs in here, and the way they dress as well. She may be, or he, if it's a she may be successful in her own right, quite financially sound, okay, well dressed, fashionable, but not someone who follows fashion. She's got her own way of doing things. She's unique, which is nice. And if it's a chap, the same thing applies. I don't see this person walking around in ripped clothes like some people do. I think nothing wrong with ripped clothes if you like that kind of thing. But I think this person is smart. If it's a lady, I think she's feminine. I think she's wearing feminine clothes like they used to in the old days, like the old movie stars. And you may know who this is. She may not be a teenager. She may be a bit middle-aged or older than that. It depends what sort of situation you meet this woman or man in. Well, I think you already know them anyway. But if you're an older person, a more mature person, then they will possibly be the same as you. I think they're around about similar age to you, maybe a little bit older than you. But number one, you're heading for a psychic high. Your intuition will be, well, you can trust it. It will be sound. That's the word I'm looking for. It will be, your intuition will be guiding you. Your own feelings in your heart will guide you. They're coming from your spirit guides. Don't ever doubt that. They are there to help you. They may not be able to answer you when you talk to them, but they can hear you. So speak to your spirit guides always. It's frustrating for them if you don't. Although they can't always reply, they will sometimes, of course, but they can't always reply, but they do need you to converse with them. Tell me below if you do that, because it's interesting for me to know. And if you have any questions for me, put them below in the comments section. Tell me how you feel about your psychic high at the moment, because I think you're on one. Tell me who this lady or man is that's guiding you. I'll try and help you with that if you comment below. I think you're about to speed up, number one. I think your life is about to go into a faster pace, particularly around your work and or your studies. If you're in a triangle, I'm not going to say get out of it because I don't want you to hurt someone's feelings. But bear in mind that it could be a bit irritating or it could cause a bit of friction. If you're in a triangle where you're seeing two people at once, then I warn you not to hurt one of them or both of them, because you will get karma, and karma is real, believe it. And karma, most witches and psychics believe that karma is threefold. So when you get it back, you get it 3 times over. So if you hurt someone, watch out. If you are being hurt by someone, they will get their karma as well, particularly if they're doing it on purpose. If they don't know about it, that's totally different. But if someone's hurting you and they know it, they will pay, and you may never find out, but they will pay. So I think, number one, a lot going on. I don't see this as a lovey, passionate reading. As I said, you may already know about that. Spirits won't bother telling you stuff you already know about. But the message is here from Spirit. They want you to know that a decision you're about to make soon will be bringing you success as long as you make the right decision. Put it in the comment box below, I'll try and help you. But I think your psychic side is approaching a real big high time. You should get these about twice a year, I always say. And so the decision, first of all, the time to make the decision will be apparent to you. If you think I better make it next week, do so. Don't rush into it. If you think you got to make it tomorrow, make the decision tomorrow. But trust your inner vision, as the song says, and listen to the voices inside you, especially if they come to you as voices, and then you're dealing with mediumship really. But a lot of you will hear voices, I'm certain. A lot of you are quite psychic. But if they're not coming through in voices, they may come through in your dreams, in your daydreams, or they may just occur to you somewhere out of the blue. Go with your intuition, number one, and follow it and trust it. And please subscribe to my channel, and please tell me below if you have any questions or any comments you'd like to make, if anything resonated for you here today. And tell me what you do to enhance your psychic ability, and I will answer all of your comments. Please give me a thumbs up if you like that. Click like, subscribe. What's all the other stuff you do? Share me with your friends and make some comments and I'll answer them for you. And of course, if you want a proper full-length reading with me, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. And if I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're all good because I chose them and I only choose the best. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. And now we're going to move on to number 2. And if you chose number 2, this is for you. Right, what Spirit wants you to know, number 2? What Spirit wants you to know? And I believe that Spirit got you to watch this video because they have a message for you. They will have a message for you. As I said to number 1, this may not resonate with all of you. It's a general reading. Take what resonates and ignore the rest, or choose a different stack or a different reading. There's dozens of them on my website. Pick a different reading. I hope you like to look through all of them eventually. Number 2, you're going through, either now or in the coming weeks, you're going through a bit of an upset. This upset we call turbulence. It can be as simple as changing jobs. It's not necessarily a disaster. It can be as simple as moving house, but something's going to shake you up a little bit. Something may rattle you at the roots and you may not like it, but with all turbulence, 99% of the time, the turbulence is needed to remove some of the rubbish. and you don't like it. But when it's gone, you think to yourself, I'm glad it happened. I didn't like it, but I'm so glad it happened because it's removed some problems. I think the spirit guide bringing you to me, number 2, is a lady. And this is called What Spirit Wants You to Know, and they want you to know a few things. First of all, you may be moving house. That's not to do with what I just said, but you may be moving house. You may be moving job, or considering it. You may be moving your location. You may be going on holiday, but there's movement in this reading. There are new beginnings. Once you get over the upsetting time or the turbulent time, talk to your spirit guides, as I said to number 1. It is important because this is a reading about what Spirit want you to know. So speak to your spirit guides. Listen to your spirit guides. Your main spirit guide at the moment is a lady. You'll have many spirit guides. Many. Some of them passed before you were born, but you'll have many spirit guides. You may have grandparents you didn't meet, or uncles you never met, or relatives, or even closer people that passed away you didn't meet. But there are spirit guides around you. The one I think that got you to watch this video today is a lady. And I think she's a lady in spirit, a kind person who, when she was alive, was into this kind of thing. So you may know who this lady is. She may have been quite psychic when she was on this plane, on this side of life. If you have this movement, number 2, which is predicted, enjoy it, because it looks as though it's favourable and it looks as though it's good. Spirit want you to also know that you're changing now. A bit like not being reborn, but things are changing for you. And they're changing for the better because I think you're making them do that. I think you're having new beginnings. There may be, number 2, some money coming your way. If it does, then keep it. Try to put it somewhere safe, because I think if spirits send money to you now, they're sending it to you because you're going to need it. So don't let it in one hand and out the other. Put it under the mattress somewhere or in the bank. But if money comes, try and keep it for the moment. I'm picking up that you may need it. And I think, number 2, you may know that you need it. I can see right into what you're thinking now, number 2. And you may know that money is coming your way. As I keep saying, these readings won't apply to all of you. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon. And you won't miss any readings that I do then, because I do quite a lot. And if you have any idea about this money coming, put it in the comments below. As long as it's not private, of course. If you know who this lady is, put it in the comments below, and I'll talk to you in the comments and try and help you with this. But if you go through an upsetting time, number 2, please put up with it, because it's something that you need to do at the moment. It needs to happen to remove some rubbish. It happens in lots of readings. You may have heard this before, but you're removing negativity. Moving house can be turbulent. Moving your job can be turbulent. Changing friends and people you hang out with can be turbulent as well. But there's some kind of turbulence coming up that's going to make things better in the long run. So don't worry about it too much. Now, you also have a lady on this side of life who gives you advice. You know who that is? I'm sure you do. This lady is very important. She could be an old auntie or like a mother figure. Not necessarily a mother, but a mother figure. She's going to give you advice. She is a mother herself. A good one as well. She can be a bit forthright, if that's the word. She can seem a bit bossy, but she isn't really. She means well. She has a smile when she talks to you in a bossy way. She does it with a smile in her eyes and with love in her heart. So she's a good woman. She may seem a bit stern, but if this older lady, well, not older, but she's a mature lady, is giving you advice, listen to it, because she's good. And she may also be into this kind of thing. Anything to do with movement, number 2, is brilliant. Don't put that off. Talk to your spirit guides and expect changes. And expect changes for the better. And I say expect, but I think you're making them happen. I think, number 2, you've decided that things have got to change. If not, I think during the coming weeks, you will think that way. You're going to decide that maybe you should drop some habits, give up some people maybe. Don't hurt anybody, of course. I shall get the karma. but you may be giving up a friendship, you may be giving up a romance, and you may be contemplating starting a new one. That's great. Start a new one if you want. If you are contemplating a new romance, don't fear it. You need love and attention. Everybody does. And if it's not love, you need affection and someone to talk to. And it's predicted in this reading from the spirit world that things are changing. I can't be specific because there's a lot of you out there, but for a lot of you, number 2, this is a really positive time. Although you have this upset predicted, and that could be by changing partners, the upset will remove the negatives, and it may remove negative people, and it may remove negative energies, because if there's negative energies around you, it can make you feel a bit under the weather. And you need the electromagnetic energies from all over your body that control the heart and the blood pressure and all that. You need them in tune. And if they're out of tune, it's because your yin and yang's out of tune, and that needs relaxation and calmness to sort it out. Stay calm, stay relaxed, really stay chilled if you can for the next week, well, a few weeks, a few months really. And if some trouble or upset comes along or turbulence, put up with it, grin and bear it, because it won't last long and it will take away all the rubbish. If you have movement coming up, relish it, love it, enjoy it. You may be moving with another person, could be a girlfriend or a boyfriend. There's happiness predicted in this movement. If you're moving jobs, it's happiness. If you're at university and changing your location, happiness. If you're a pensioner and you're changing houses, maybe downsizing, happiness is predicted. The spirit guides want you to know this. They want to reassure you. I keep repeating this won't apply to all of you, but please put the comments below what you think this means for you, because it may be that your comments will help yourself to think it over. And I'll answer all of your comments, of course, but I appreciate you letting me know at the bottom. If anything in this or everything in this resonates for you, let me know down below. Please subscribe, as I mentioned, and click the bell icon. And if you want a full-length reading with me, go to davidcharlespsychic.com, my website, where if I'm not free, you can book one of my team that work for me, and they're very good because I chose them and I only choose the best. But it's davidcharlespsychic.com. And remember, there may be some money coming, number 2. If it is, keep it, because I'm told that you're going to need it. I feel that you know about this money, some of you, and you know that you've got to keep it and look after it. It may not be millions, may not be thousands, but it's worth knowing about, otherwise it wouldn't be in your reading. So it may be a little bit, quite a bit of money. Don't put up with any rubbish from triangles or people interfering with your life. Speak to your spirit guides. Ask them questions. If they can't answer you, they will answer you in your dreams. They may come to you in your daydreams. You may be washing the dishes and things will pop into your head and you'll know, click, something's right. It's a message from your spirit guides, especially at the moment, a lady. Okay? She is there, and I think you may know who she is. And remember, there's a lady on this side of life helping you as well. She's a smart person, a little bit strict sometimes, but there's a twinkle in her eye and she means well and she's a good lady. I think you've got a lot going for you, number 2, and I think you were meant to watch this, so I'm glad you chose number 2 and I'm glad you chose me. Please give me a thumbs up if you like all this. Comment below and I'll try and help you. Let me know what you think about this connection with this spirit lady. I'd like to hear about that. And maybe something about the money that's coming your way, and let me know down below about new beginnings, because things are changing for you. And join in our community chat. If you're moving house, let me know. And if you know this older lady is, or middle-aged, well, mature lady is, let me know below in the comments. And please share me with your friends and subscribe. And that's, thank you for watching that number 2. And now we're going to get ready to move on. So now we'll move on to number 3. If you chose number 3, thank you for waiting or for moving along. I will put the marks below. And my name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. I should have told you at the beginning, shouldn't I? I'm sure a lot of you already know that. This is about Messages from Spirit. I believe the Spirit Guides have got you to watch this video and they've got you to choose number 3. So that means there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you, number 3. So take in what you like and ignore the rest. Or pick a different stack of cards or a different reading. There's dozens of readings on my channel. And I'm sure you'll find some that help you. And I hope you'll stick with me. Number 3. The Spirit World want you to know a few things actually. You may be changing your work. If you're younger, you may be changing your studies. Are you deciding on a different course? Are you thinking of going down a different road on your studies? Are you thinking about changing your job? There seems to be something missing, number 3. You feel that you've lost something or something missing. Not necessarily a loss of an object or an item, but it feels to me that you feel something is missing in your life. And I really believe there isn't. It's a feeling that you have. And I feel that there's an emptiness there. And there's no emptiness there, it's just a feeling. Usually when you get this in a reading, the missing thing is love. Let me just close my eyes and think about this for a moment. My spirit guides tell me that the missing thing may be linked to this change. I think you're thinking of changing your work. And I believe the spirit guides are warning you to take care, to be cautious, because it may not be the right thing for you to do. I believe the spirits think that you're making things worse than they should be. Are you doing something negative? Are you doing something, number 3, that you shouldn't be doing? Is your pattern of life changed? Is your sleep pattern distorted? Are you out of sync? Are you doing habits or indulging in things that you didn't used to? Something's wrong here, because it's nothing to worry about, but it feels like you've got something missing. Are you missing a person? Has somebody left you? Worse still, have you lost somebody? Have you lost your lover? Have they gone to someone else? Something's missing here. As I said, normally, the message is here, normally when something is missing from spirit, the spirit's saying to me that it may be to do with love. Are you having trouble with your love life? It's not a reading gushing with love, but it's not a negative reading, as long as you sort out this feeling I get that something's gone. If you haven't got this missing feeling, then be careful with your possessions. Don't lose something that's treasured. If you have something really very important to you, don't lose it or lend it out or anything like that, because you'll lose it. There is a person around you who is giving you advice that may be linked to your study or your career. This is a man that, well, a woman or a man. I think if you're a woman, it's a lady. If you're a lady, if you're a man, it's a man. This person is clever, they know what they're doing, and they give people advice for a living. That is their job, that's their career. They're not a doctor, it's not a medical person, but it could be someone who does that for a living, that gives people advice. Someone that's intelligent, very educated in their field, whatever that field may be, and you will know, number 3, because you're getting advice from this person and you may have to pay for it. So that tells me that it's not a psychic. It's more like someone who is charging money for their expertise, not physical work. They're not going to build a wall outside for you or put new windows in the house. The expertise they have is in there, and they know things that you need to know, and you may be seeking them out. I said if you're a lady, it will be a lady. I think it could be a man, but I think it's likely that if you're a man, it's a man. I think you're making life heavy going, number 3. There's something you're doing that's making things harder than they should be. You could be overworking, or you could be neglecting your sleep patterns, or maybe you're not eating properly. Something's wrong, and it won't apply to all of you, because there's a lot of you out there, obviously. You may be offered new work. You may not be looking for it. They may come to you. That tells me that you're clever, that you're skilled. I think you've got financial improvement coming, not a lottery win, not a massive thing, but general financial improvement, which is unusual these days because most people are losing down on it with this. At the moment, as I film this, it's the COVID time, COVID-19. But I believe that you're okay, number 3, and I think that you're uncertain at the moment about something, and I think really the spirits are saying to me to say to you to stop worrying. I'm not going to clear a picture of what it is. As I said, it's a general reading. There's lots of you out there, but there's something making you uneasy at times, number 3. And the spirit world have got you to watch this, I think, because they want you to stop worrying. They want you to forget it. If you put the gas bill on the shelf and worry about it for 6 months, it's still there, and worrying about it didn't help. Easy for me to say. But it's not like you, number 3. You're not normally a worrying type. So if this isn't happening now, watch out for it in the coming weeks and months, because you may find that you're anxious about things, and some of you will be getting a bit panicky as well. 1 or 2 of you are subject to nervous panic attacks, and that is caused by free-floating anxiety. Free-floating anxiety, I think it's a Freudian term. It means that you're worrying about something to worry about. There's nothing there. Because there's nothing to worry about, you're worrying about it. It's in your makeup. But I don't think you are like that, number 3. I don't think you're generally a worrying type. 1 or 2 of you may have panic attacks, but the rest of you I think are quite solid. I think, number 3, a lot of you travel a lot, possibly because of your work. I think that you know where you're going. If you arrange to be at an appointment with someone 100 miles away on Thursday at 9 o'clock, then you will be there by hook or by crook. You'll be there. You're reliable. You're solid. Your direction in life is planned out. Some people find that hard to understand, but you're the person that's doing it. If this is not you, number 3, then it's someone you know that's a plodder, a bit stayed in their ways, but they do what they say they will do. If they say they're going to do something, they will do it. If they say they'll be there for you, to look after you, then they will look after you. If they say they're going to love you, then they will love you. And they won't love anyone else at the same time. You won't be too timed or deceived by this person. But I think I'm looking at you, number 3, a lot of you. I think you're the same. If you give your love to someone, then it's to them only. You give your whole life, spirit and soul to this person because you're that way inclined. That's the way you are. You wouldn't like bad things done to you, and you don't do them to other people. And it's a great trait to have. But I think your finances may improve. If you're searching for something, you may be searching in vain. You may find that whatever you're looking for, number 3, you've already got it. It's already there. You just are not quite seeing it. And it's a feeling that something's missing when there possibly isn't. Of course, with some of you there will be, but most of you I don't think there is. If you're seeking out a man for advice that you pay, or a lady that you pay money to, you'll know what that's about. Listen to what they say because it's important. If you're thinking of a new job, you may find that one pops up from somewhere completely unexpected. It may not be one you've applied for. You may have applied for 100 jobs, and suddenly one pops up from somewhere else, which is great for your morale, great for your confidence, but don't try too hard with that either. If you go to a new job, do the job. Don't try too hard to please. Just do what you're supposed to do to start with until you get in till you get known in the spirit of things in the location where you are. I think some of you may be traveling. I think some of you do a lot of traveling, and I think you enjoy it. I see photography with some of you. Some of you may be interested in photography or taking up something similar, or artwork. Maybe you're painting or something like that. I get the feeling of animals around you. Some of you are surrounded by animals. Maybe you work with animals. Maybe you work with horses. I do pick up horses with a lot of you as well. Perhaps you're into something to do with horses and stables I'm picking up as well. So a lot of you may be into animals and horses and art, photography maybe, painting or drawing, some kind of art that you're interested in, which is brilliant because that may help lower your stress levels as well. But I think number 4, you may be packing up a romance, or somebody may be packing up a romance with you. They may be finishing with you, and that may be what's worrying you. If it does, if someone is giving you the elbow and telling you they don't want to see you anymore, do not chase them. Do not chase them. Let them go, because that means the spirit world have told you to watch this, pick this number, and if there's someone packing you up in a romance or getting rid of you, should we put it that way, let them, because the spirit world are telling me that someone better is coming along, someone that deserves you as well. So don't worry about that. Don't start chasing people who don't want you. I could say that to everyone in every reading, but I don't. But in this reading, I am saying that if someone's giving you up in a romance, then they're not good enough, and you're too good for them. I know by this reading, you're too good for them, because you're a solid, reliable, and honest person. And I'm not being patronising either. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below, because I've just got this thing that's something missing. Tell me below in the comments if you don't mind. Let me know about this new job, if you can, in the comments. And let me know if you have any psychic activity around you, because it seems that you might do. Some of you might be a bit psychic. And if you are this solid, reliable person, I'd love to know in the comments below. Or is it someone you know? Tell me. I'll answer all of the comments, I promise. So please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a full-length reading with me, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can have a reading of me from anywhere in the world on the phone. If I'm not free, you can book one of the team that work for me, and they're all good because I choose them, and I only choose the best. So it's davidcharlespsychic.com, here in England, in beautiful North Devon. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you would below, and the like button, I think it is. Click the bell icon, then you won't miss any readings from me in the future. And what else have I got to tell you? Share me with your friends. And thank you for watching number 3. And stop worrying. Nothing to worry about. Nothing bad anyway. Not for most of you anyway. So, if you chose number 4, thank you for waiting and hope you moved it along. I do put the marks below for you. The spirit guides want you to know something, number 4. There must be a message here for you because they've got you to watch this video. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium. I should have told you that at the beginning. I'm sure you already know. And this is a card reading that is timeless, which means you can find it tomorrow or next year. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when you're meant to find it. And I think the spirit guides, number 4, have got you to watch this video because they've got a message for you, and they have. And it's quite exciting, especially at the end. So wait till the end and I'll tell you. But at the moment, as with so many people, so many readings, especially at the moment in this world, there is stress. And stress is possibly the theme of this reading. Your stress levels, number 4, are going through the roof, and you've got to sort it out. As I keep repeating, this won't apply to all of you. Take what resonates with you and ignore the rest. Or pick a different stack of cards or go to one of my other readings. I've got dozens of them on my channel. But at the moment, I think your stress levels are either very high, number 4, or they're going up, and you need to stop it. And that's why you've been guided to watch this video tonight, I'm convinced. On a pleasant side of this, well, let me tell you the negatives first. You've also got a word here about removing negatives, which means negativity itself. So you need to remove everything negative and stop surrounding yourself with negative people. Don't surround yourself with negative habits, and don't, if you can help it, have negative thoughts. So the spirit world want you to do 2 things. First of all, lower your stress levels, do your hobbies or whatever you like to do. Go down and get calm and chilled and be pampered and spoiled. Get your hair done if you're a girl, and go to the spa or go for a swim or something. Do whatever you can to lower your stress levels in the coming weeks and months. This is a little bit of a warning. As I said, if you don't do this, the spirits may make you do it, and you wouldn't like that. They've got negatives here that you need to remove, and if they want you to remove negatives, the same applies. You need to remove negatives when the spirit guides warn you to, otherwise something may force you to do it that you don't like. For instance, if you're smoking and they want you to remove it, they might give you a bit of a cough. So remove negatives because you want to do it, not because you're forced into doing it. I believe that there's some interesting stuff here, number 4, because it appears to me that you're meeting, or you're arranging to meet, somebody that you knew years ago, or someone in the past. It could be an old boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be an old work colleague that you lost touch with, or someone you'd met recently on Facebook that you knew years ago, or something similar to that. This is going to bring lots of memories flooding back. A reminiscent time when you think about childhood memories, if you're grown up. Well, I hope you are if you're watching this. But if you're more mature, you may be thinking about wedding days and Christmases and birthdays. Meeting up with this person from the past is going to trigger reminiscence, and it's lovely. It's wonderful. But, as with all readings, 99 out of 100, if this person from the past is an ex-lover, then you cannot go back into a romance with this person. You can go back as a friend, you can buy each other gifts and go for meals together, but don't fall in love with this person again, because it will be, well, it won't be good, and you'll end up unhappy, and I wouldn't want that for you, number 4. Unhappiness will prevail if you go back into an old romance. It's always the same in 99 out of 100 readings. However, I believe, number 4, that you're feeling a bit fruity and a bit flirtatious at the moment. And some of you, if you're men, are a bit keen on the girls. But you may be a bit of a womanizer sometimes. Not all of you, of course. That gets me off the hook. But some of you like the girls. And if you're a lady, some of you are quite keen on the attention you get from the male side, the men. And I think you're a bit flirtatious, not in a bad way. I think it's a bit of a naughty way. So if you have a boyfriend and you're a girl, the message is don't be flirtatious with his friends, or don't try and make him jealous. And if you're a chap, the same applies. Don't be flirtatious with your girl's girlfriends. And if you're a same-sex partner, the same thing applies. Don't be flirtatious with other people. Some of you do a lot of travelling with your work, number 4. I can see that. And I think you rather enjoy the travelling. I think that's part of it. Part of the reason you chose that job is because it involves travelling and you love it. However, you mustn't travel too much that you get too tired. This is another thing that worries me about the negatives. When spirits say remove negatives, do it. If you're driving too much, then don't, because it's dangerous. And I don't want anything to happen that shouldn't happen for you. So cut down on the hours if you're overdoing it with the driving. I did say there's some good stuff here, and there is, but let me just remind you, remove your stress levels or lower your stress levels, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, because it's affecting your sleeping. And if you're driving, you're going to need your sleep. It's affecting your well-being, and it looks as though it's on the way up, and your stress levels need to come down. Stress is a modern disease. Everyone gets it these days. But with you, number 4, at the moment, it's either going up or it's predicted to go up by your spirit guides. And that is why I think they've got you to watch this video tonight. So listen to the voices inside you. Get rid of negatives without hurting people. Remove yourself from negative people, because if you mix with negative people, they will bring you down. You may go down and your stress levels will go even higher. So don't mix with negative people, but don't hurt them either. Try and avoid them. They don't mean it. If you meet someone from your past, there's a lot of affection coming through there. You may have been really close at one point. And I think, number 4, I really believe that you regret losing each other. And it's quite sad. But happiness will come. When you meet this person, if you meet in person, you may just talk on the internet with text messages and things like that. But if you meet this person from the past, enjoy it, love it, really show each other your feelings, but do not go backwards into a romance that you had years ago, because it didn't work then and it won't work now. That's 99 out of 100 readings. If you're flirtatious, try not to make someone jealous. You may be being a bit naughty and you may be flirting around because you like the attention. It's nice to have attention. Remove your negatives. And I said there's something really good at the end of this, number 4, and the message from Spirit is that you're going to be rich. Now that can mean money. Have a little flutter on the lottery. Don't go mad on it, but have a little flutter. But usually with all of these readings, richness is inside in your soul. The spirit world tell me you're going to be rich soon. That means richness. It means whatever richness means to you. You may think it's money, but I think most of you will think richness means love, happiness and contentment. I don't really see any major problems in this reading number 4, and I didn't in the other 3 either, to be fair. I do believe that you've got some exciting stuff coming, and I'm so pleased. And I want you to tell me down below about your stress. What's causing it? Do you feel that I'm right about your stress levels? Are you meeting someone from the past? Tell me below in the comments. I'll answer all my comments. Are you flirtatious, a bit flirty? Are you having fun being flirtatious? Tell me below. Do you have negative habits that need removing? Please comment below. And if you're going to be rich, if you win the lottery, I want to know. But if you have richness and it's happiness and love, tell me below, please. Comment, because I want you to join in with all of my followers. And it is a relatively new channel, so the followers are only just starting to join me, and I hope you're one of them, so please subscribe. And please click the like button, the thumbs up thing, if you like this reading. And if you want a full-length reading with me, number 4, go to my website, that's davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there, a phone reading, and if I'm not free, you can book one of my team that work for me, and they're brilliant, and they're only brilliant because I choose them, and I won't have them if they're not the elite. My psychics that work for me are good. So it's davidcharlespsychic.com. So remember, get your stress levels down, whatever it takes. Not next month, next month after, tomorrow you've got to do this. Get your stress levels down. I'm telling you off now, very naughty. If you meet someone from the past, enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Don't get tensed up or screwed up about it, enjoy it. But don't fall in love with them again. I can see by your eyes that you probably will. So try not to go backwards in a romance, number 4. If you're flirtatious, well, I can't stop that. Enjoy it, but don't hurt anybody. Remove your stress levels and remove negatives. Get rid of negative habits, avoid negative people, and don't have negative thoughts. Be positive, be calm, be relaxed. I always say be like the Fonz. Remember the Fonz? Whoa, stay calm. And you will be rich, number 4. Not forever, maybe, but richness is predicted. Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. And please share me with your friends, and click the bell icon so you don't miss any videos from me. What else have I got to tell you? Click like. I'd like you to click like and comment below. And I'll say adios for now, and I'll do another reading soon, and I'll see you all later. And thank you very much for letting me into your life. It's very special, and I do appreciate it. And special hello and thank you to those who watch this alone tonight. I do think about you. So remember my motto, number 4, and all of you. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love all of you, every one of you. See you soon. Catch you later. Bye-bye.